Well, Philatex India, that one's in focus on the back of the quarter one numbers. The company witnessed good recovery on a low base and saw sequential weakness, though, due to the second wave of COVID in the country. To discuss the performance, what's the outlook from here on? Well, we have Mr. Bagaria, the MD of the company. Hi, Mr. Bagaria. Thanks so much for joining in, sir. Before we get to business, exports, I think, in the last year were around 12-13%, I think, of your revenues. If you could tell us what's the contribution coming in for exports in the past quarter? And also this ROSCTL scheme, that was extended. So does your company get impacted? Were you impacted earlier as well? And now that it's continued, does it change things for you?
Yeah, good morning. Last year we did 12-13%, but in this first quarter of Q1 22, we have done around 15% exports.
Okay.
And this ROCTL is not applicable for us. Previously also, until now also, our items have not been included in this.
What's your volume target for the year, Mr. Bagaria? And we've seen a big jump come by in polymer prices. They've been rather volatile as well. So your volume target for this year and conversely your margin target?
Volume we expect to do around 280,000 tons.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that compares with how much did you do in the past year?
Yeah, last year we did around 222,000 tons.
222,000. And your total capacity is around 3.5 lakh or 3,80,000?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So you still have, capacity to grow from here. You'll do around 2.9 for this year. And in the following year, you'll still have good amount of capacity in case demand is as strong. Give us broad numbers then. What should be your revenue growth for this year, for the remainder of this year? That's for FY22, if you compare it to the FY21, or you compare it to the FY20 as well. And what sort of a margin band should we be working with?
See, let's compare with FY20. I
Yes.
think FY20 we did around close to 2,800 crores. This year we expect to do 3,200 to 3,300 crores. Margins would be in line with last year's margin. Last year we had a good margins, and we expect on a year as a whole to have the similar margins.
Right. You're sounding confident of growth even coming in from FY20 levels, that's pre-COVID levels. But I'm looking at the promoter stake. It's down from 65.2% to sub 65%. A mild selling, if you must. What explains this?
No, it's not selling actually. We had given some ESOPs, and those ESOPs have been now materialized into shares. That's why the percentage is slightly dropped.
So the promoters are not looking to sell further as well, right?
No, we are not looking to sell further as well.
Okay.
And the growth is coming because in FY20 we had commissioned certain production which was not utilized fully in FY20.
Yes.
And also in FY21 it was not fully utilized. That is why there will be growth in FY22 as far as the volumes are concerned. Also, we are planning to add more capacity. So in FY23, we will have some additional capacity of around 40 to 45,000 tons per annum.
So 45,000 tons is what you'll add in FY23, right?
Right.
So how much?
Of FY23.
Okay, tell us, how much of money will you spend? What is the capital expenditure for FY22,
We'll be spending around
FY23?
100.
Yeah, so you break it up for us, Mr. Bagaria. For the next couple of years, that is this year, FY22 and FY23, how much of capex do you have lined up? And what is your current balance sheet position? What's the debt in your books currently?
Currently, the debt is around 530 crores, which is around 70% to our net worth. And we plan to reduce it further. So by this year end, I think we will be able to bring it by another 100 crores. And we will be taking some loan. We are doing expansion, and this year we'll be spending roughly close to 100 crores. Out of that, we will be spending 60 crores from internal accruals, 40 crores we are borrowing ECB against the machinery which we are importing. And next year we will be doing some texturizing project. In that it will be not in Philatex, it will be like 100% subsidiary of Philatex because a lot of benefits are available for the new company. So we'll make a new company. And there the investment would be around 120 crores. So that will be financed through 50-50 because there are some interest benefits available in that.
You know, we understand that there are reports that there is the removal of GSP status for Pakistan coming in from the EU or the Eurozone, etc. If that happens, that would be a positive for Indian textile companies. Do you get impacted by that?
Yeah, definitely. If the export of textile increase, directly will not be impacted, but indirectly, there is a demand in fabric and garments that will definitely impact us.
All right. Thanks a lot, Mr. Bhagaria, for joining in, giving us all those details. We will most definitely keep an eye out on your volume revenue margin target as well as capex. Wish you good luck for the remainder of this year. For the markets, though, however, keep an eye out on the Nifty, down almost 200 points. We have the Nifty Bank down 500 points. Nigel, not looking too good. At any point, like you said, if one shorted, would be making money. The only solace one can get is the fact that it's seen some recovery from levels of 15,500. Let's see whether that sustains or not.
Well, Mangalam, I'm worried actually because, those recoveries as well are getting sold in too. In the morning as well, you saw a bit of a recovery a couple of times. The intraday graph should come up for you. And then that's getting sold in too. But I'll take that point on board. 15,550. Let's see whether or not the bulls will like to hold on to that level. For the time being, it's bears all the way. And in fact, the global backdrop as well was a little bit jittery. And owing to that, we are seeing that the markets are under some pressure. But a good time to get you a few ideas for profit, as we normally do, from Money Control Pro. Nandesh joins us to tell us about a stock that he's tracking very, very closely. Nandesh, over to you.
Today's ideas for profit is SIS Limited. Security and Intelligence Solutions is a market leader in security, facility management, and cash logistics solutions with operations across India, Australia, Singapore, and New Zealand. In the last 5 years, it has successfully integrated 5 acquisitions and has filled the portfolio gaps. Despite being number 1 and number 2 player in security and facility management, market share remained at 4% and 3% respectively. It targets close to double-digit market share in both domestic businesses by FY25. We expect a structural shift towards larger players like SIS going forward. Also, the implementation of the government reforms on minimum wages coupled with liquidity crunch faced by small and mid-sized players will open growth opportunities for players like SIS. The company, under its 5-year strategic plan, targets doubling of market share across segments in India and higher share of solutions business. It plans that over 20% of the EBITDA should come from solutions business by 2025. The company has maintained its long-term guidance of having 20% year-on-year growth organically, maintain ROCE of 20%, and cash conversion of over 50%. We believe SIS will deliver long-term sustainable growth aided by healthy deal pipeline and strong execution. As per our projection, SIS is trading at a P multiple of 20 times FY23 earnings. We expect investors to accumulate this stock and add on declines.
All right, Nandesh, thanks a lot for that. With that, we will wrap up on this edition of Chartbusters with the news that the Nifty still continues to hold around the lows of trade, close around 15,550 odd. Important day of trade. We take a short break and market action will continue with the team of Trading Hour. Thank you for watching.